Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We got a double header for you. We just uploaded game 1 and now we're going to commentate over game 2. As a reminder, I will be posting some videos in the next couple days of our May the 4th local tournament today, so look forward to watching those. But without further ado, let's get this show on the road. So in my last video, I talked about always wanting to play a 3-drop on turn 1 when you're playing Han. That way you have a lot of pressure. We also talked about how my opponent should sequence in a way that they do things last. So this game, he does do his ping first. We had a little discussion about that after the last game. But I actually have this big decision this game, and it is really, it still weighs on my mind, now. So I have a C3PO in hand, and, I obviously don't have to spend a card to play the C3PO. It could also draw me a card, and it has good stats, but my advice is to always play a 3-drop. So do I listen to my own advice? I don't in this video, and you can see I grappled with this. I took way too much time thinking. I think mostly because I was just like talking to the people around me. And we missed anyway. But yeah, this is an interesting question because I do have the Echo Base Defender in my hand, and having a 4-3 Sentinel right when the game starts is brutal. So for example, if I did go the Echo Base Defender route, it actually would have taken an additional action with Han, and it might have just died to the Sabine right away. Where in this case, the C3PO lives against Sabine, but doesn't get to kill the Sabine. So, it's kind of hit or miss. But we'll see how this game pans out for me. It's going to be a much more interesting game than game 1 for sure. I don't get a free kill on a space unit like I did last game. And, we dropped the Echo Base Defender anyway. But, it's a turn late, so it does make a big change because I could have played another relevant 3-drop this turn. Odds are my opponent probably just trades into the Defender, but he's in no rush. Looks like he's got something else up his sleeve. Ooh, a Falcon. I'm okay with Falcon this early, to be honest. Well, that's a really nice Falcon. Hyperspace. Good for him, right? Oh, I was got excited there. Yeah, I missed again off C3PO. Missing 2 times is a pretty unlikely. My list is running, I think, like 29 3-drops now. We've updated the Han list since our last video. I plan on making a 2.0 version probably next weekend to just I really do think Han is the best deck and the most well-positioned deck in the meta right now. But yeah, I'll update you guys with that list. All right, so he does play the Sabine Wren. He attacks our Echo Base Defender. We still have our C3PO alive and well, but we're at 25. A little sad about that. But again, we're okay with the Millennium Falcon because he has to pay 1 for it, which means, he's not playing K23SO, whatever his name is, this turn, which is a very, very annoying card for us to deal with. Just because it's so much damage. I hate that card. It's very powerful. So it looks like I have a U-Wing this game. I have a Waylay. You guys can see that right there. I was grappling with this turn a lot. Because if you guys saw before, I had Gamorrean Guards on top. And Gamorrean Guards is a legitimate play this turn, even though it looks like it's doing nothing, because I probably will be using Han ability and summoning Han Leader next turn, so I'll have a future Sentinel unit. But if I play Waylay right now, my opponent's probably actually highly incentivized to replay the Falcon this turn. So I'm kind of telling what my opponent to do. And if I do cast Waylay, I'm saving 3 damage from the Falcon this turn and probably next turn, which is a weird thing to think about because he's going to be playing the same Falcon and hitting me for 3. But, it's all about numbers, right? Like if he's playing this 3-mana Falcon this turn, like he's not playing a different 3-drop to do a different amount of 3 damage. I don't know if that makes sense, but pretty much if I Waylay the Falcon, I'm saving at least 6 damage, which I think is a probably fair number because I can deal with board a lot better next turn since I'm going to be doing Han shenanigans. So yeah, Waylay does save me a lot of life, and I'm able to also play R2. The reason I I chose this line. It was I get to look at through my cards a little bit more with the C3PO R2D2 combo. I'm able to, you know, just always guess the top of my deck correctly, as well as, you know, do something similar to what the Gamorrean guards would do. The only difference here is now he has the option to summon Sabine, and I don't have the Sentinel unit. He's not going to summon Sabine, though, which is pretty interesting. I don't know what his intent was by not summoning it, but, you know, maybe we can look at the next turn and see what this guy is thinking about. He might want to have a little bit more value of tapping the leader, because, you know, when Sabine does come out, like I said, there's always going to be 3 damage. It's really hard for me to not make it 3 damage, but as soon as it comes out, he doesn't get the leader effect every turn. Maybe he's nervous about what happened last game when I just play a Sentinel that blocks it but doesn't kill the Sabine. So, you know, I don't know what's exactly on his mind. But he does play the Falcon tax again, so he's just playing 1 resource down this whole game now, which we're definitely fine with. He surprise strikes his Falcon, which is just a load of damage. We've already taken 14, and I feel like he hasn't even done anything. Guess that's Sabine for you. And like we promised, we're using Han ability. We're using Han ability with the intent that we flip Han over, attack with Han, and play a 7-costed card, and hopefully turn the tides, right? Looks like he's still got 4 cards in hand, so he could definitely do some damage with us to us there. Ooh, and he does get me really good here with the Leia. This is something that you really need to avoid when you play the mid-range control matchups. It's a little bit more okay if they're playing aggro, because I'm okay playing smaller guys. But against mid-range control, if they disrupt your 7 resource play, you kind of just lose. So you just don't do what I'm doing right now. Just wait 1 more turn to summon Han. Do keep that in mind. But yes, this did hurt my soul. And now we have the Gamorrean guards, which, you know, I'm glad I didn't resource her the turn before. We get to stop his Sabine. So you could say he lost 3 damage because he could have probably had Sabine the turn before. But again, not exactly 3, because then he wouldn't have been able to ping me this turn. So maybe he lost 2 damage. Really hard to gauge. But his Sabine does die right away, so he does get the full cycle of it pinging, attacking, and pinging. So I really don't know how much damage he does lose by not playing Sabine on 4. It might only be one point. So we'll see if the game comes down to 1 point of damage. So we're still at 6 resources. So if my opponent's able to tap down my Han again, we're very sad. Looks like he has paid the Falcon tax again. Seems imminent for him. And he chose not to resource, so I guess he must really like his hand. Oh no, he's just resourcing now. My bad. Yeah, so he resources now. Oh, but he's conflicted. Yeah, so we're both at 6. Sadly, we didn't get a resupply this game. Sometimes makes the matchup really easy if you have time to play it. Which this game I think I would have. He's got some real gas in there. Red 3, Wing Leader. We can kind of see the cards. Looks like another surprise strike. Something white, something. Oh, and a Fleet Lieutenant. Yeah, that is a lot of gas. Right now, my Sentinel, though, is in the way of his Fleet Lieutenant doing anything. But it looks like he's just surprise striking us again. So that's another, you know, just 6 direct damage. I'm at 8. Yeah, we're getting pretty low. Only 8 life left. We've taken 22 somehow. Again, I don't know where that damage is coming from, but he is playing Sabine. And you gotta know, with Sabine leader, we'd be going down to like 7. And that's just 2 4 causes away of being dead. He's down to 21 remaining. He's taken 9. Looks like he's getting rid of my Sentinel. I suppose if he had 4 cause, he would have already played it. I really do think that's probably just how Han loses most of the time, is if your opponent just has multiple of that card. There's not much you can do. It's a really uninteractive card. Sabine needs it to probably be relevant. So we get the Ewing off. Turn late, but totally fine. As you guys see, like last turn I was able to just still play a Sentinel, and it's not really a big deal that they disrupted our Han. especially since they didn't disrupt it again. Now, if they did that again, ooh, you know, getting delayed off my 7 turn, 2 turns in a row feels bad. You know, if you guys are still at this point in the video, leave a comment below and tell me, you know, what mat you wish they made for set 1. Where's my Han Solo mat? All right, so I get a Wing Leader and a Bright Hope. This is a brutal combo, guys. I'm getting a 4/8 Sentinel unit, and I have the option right now of returning Wing Leader to my hand with the Bright Hope and drawing a card, which is lots of value. I did that a lot today in the May the 4th tournament. I don't remember if I do it here or not. I might just want more damage on the field in case he plays, you know, like another space unit like he does. And we're grabbing initiative. For me, it's not worth dealing these little points of damage. I'm at 7. You know, I'm probably thinking to myself that I really, really need to be healing. I'm very scared of For a Cause. You know, I just die to that. But I am feeling a little safe that I have Sentinel units in space protecting me. Also, another good question for you guys if you're still watching. Isn't it crazy there's no field limit? I feel like one day that's going to bite this game in the butt. I don't know. Just so many units. I've had like 8 units on the ground before. Just shove my base all the way over the left. No more room for anything else. There we go. Just doing some reminder text with the experience token. Sometimes I feel like there's too many dice in this game where you're just like adding this, minusing this, and it's supposed to be damage is supposed to be counted up, you know, but then like how do you count pluses up and minuses down? You know, it's just, it gets a lot. So I try to use these plus and minus dice to be a little bit more clear to my opponents. But yeah, we have a very big Bright Hope. He is not getting through to us. It looks like my Bright Hope should have taken 1 more damage though, right, from the Falcon. The red 3 should have buffed it. But that's okay. Hopefully it's not relevant to his game. Just goes to show you that we gotta be careful when there's a lot going on. And I have another U-Wing. So guys, you know, this is what becomes scary, and it's why I side Reinforcement Walker, even though it costs 8 into Sabine. So Reinforcement Walker is a really good card because I feel like a lot of games actually do get to 8 resources. It's about the time they start just killing you or you win the game. But if you have Reinforcement Walker, you get to heal 3, maybe take the initiative and heal 3 again, which can kind of offset their For a Cause I Believe in. We talk about that card a lot, but that is the card that beats us. So, you know, Reinforcement Walker is actually a good card versus aggro because we do make it there. So we get the Admiral Akbar, which is also a decent card. Not only does it deal damage, but it has Restore 1. And I've won lots of games with that little Restore 1 key. And here we go. We have a lot of action sequencing now. So we get to Fleet Lieutenant. We're going to do 4 into the red 3. And we're going to use Akbar ability to deal 2 damage to it since we have 2 space units. And the red 3 is gone. Which is good because that was a scary card. Buffing all his units. And now he has a foil Millennium Falcon. This guy has all of the shiny things. First a hyperspace and now a foil. So he is at 20 and I have 6 damage on board. But again, I'm at 7. I'm not sure I want to be swinging with the 1s. I only want to swing with the 1s as he has initiative. And again, it looks like the dice are a little bit confusing for him, which is totally fine and understandable because there's just so many buffs going on. Yeah, but right now my Bright Hope is sitting at a 4/8 minus 3, so 4/5. So it does 3 more damage to it, so it's a 4/2. And again, we did lose the damage, so it should be a 4/1. It should only have 1 life left. But 1 and 2 are looking to be the same right now, so it looks like it didn't impact us. The Sabine would put us down to 6, and all this guy needs to do is draw For a Cause I Believe in. Perhaps he doesn't play it, but I don't know. We digress. I know some Sabine lists cut it for more like efficient creature and spell lines because, you know, it does technically do nothing, just damage to your opponent's face. So it does do like really bad in the mirror, for example. You don't really have time to just pay 3 to do nothing. Sometimes you just don't really have the time to do it versus mid-range, but it could be your like how you get there against them. We did see the Chewbacca, so maybe he is playing less copies or no copies of For a Cause, I believe in the last game. So maybe he is more mirror centered, and I bet that this list does really good into the mirror. As you can see, it suffers a little bit versus Han. So he's at 14 left. Now he's at 13. We do the Akbar right away because we want to restore 1. He finally kills my Bright Hope. Bright Hope is just such a beast. 6 health is a lot. He pings me for 1. We're down to 12. But, I mean, we're down to 6. He's down to 12, which is a little nervous for him. Because if you count up our damage, we got 3, 6, 10, 11, 12. So maybe he just put himself in the lethal range. And I think he's talking about that right now. We actually had more damage in hand anyway. So he just did a little bit of miscounting there, which is understandable. But, you know, just trying to get his damage. Oh, it looks like we didn't have more damage in hand. So this game would have lasted 1 more turn if he didn't oopsidentally ping himself, I think. I think that he added up just to his death. But, you know, he was trying to get in the points while he could. It looks like he top-decked Metal Ceremony, which is actually tragic at the end of the game when you only have 1 or 0 units. It doesn't really do anything, right? Well, guys, if you enjoyed the commentary, please let me know. Again, the next videos will not be Han Solo videos. I don't think any of them played at Table 1 today. A lot of Sabine, I think some Krennic. So look forward to those. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. And peace as we fade in and out of the magnificent camera.